You see, a lot of people don't like the word patience, but if you let patience have its perfect work, you'll be perfect, entire, watch this, wanting nothing. How many of you would love to get up tomorrow morning and not want for anything? Hold your hand up. All you got to do is let your patience work on it. It's such a simple analogy. If you let your patience work on it, it'll work. But see, a lot of times when things are delayed, we get aggravated. And you know what I said to myself? Well, I'm exercising my patience. I've been believing God for some things that still have not yet come to pass, but that doesn't mean they won't come to pass. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I done bound the devil. I bound the devil. I sure ain't going to loose him. I don't use Satan's weapons against him because he knows how those things work. I use the weapons that God has given me, for my weapons are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. How do I do that? By casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing every thought, now I'm in the thought process, into captivity to the obedience of Christ, which means this: you can take a thought and captivate it, but you can also loose it. You see, the devil may tell you, go turn on some pornography, and you take that thought and you shut it down. You captivate it and throw it in a prison of darkness. But then all of a sudden, when somebody's not around, that captivity thought is still alive, but it's in captivity. And if you go unlock that door, you'll go do what that thought says. Do you see that? So the title of this message is, what you bind, you should never lose. Or never loose. So don't lose something in your life you have already bound because of time or circumstances. Now, Galatians chapter 6, verse 9, you can turn to it or you can write it down and go to it later. It says, let us not be weary. Well, turn to it so you can see what I'm talking about. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. It says, let us not be weary. Now, that's enough in itself. We're in what? We're in well-doing. What's the well-doing? Whatever you bound on earth is bound in heaven. That's well-doing. Let us not be weary in well-doing, because notice there's an end result of this. For in due season we shall what? Reap, if we faint not. In other words, if we don't give up, we're going to get what we said. But he said the whole thing to this is, the reason why people begin to loose things they bound, they get weary. They get weary in trying to receive the healing. That's the reason why the healing not coming. You're trying to receive it when it's already been done. What? Well, I don't feel it. We ain't talking about your feeling. We're talking about what the Word of God says. He said, by His stripes you were healed, but I am sick. Well, I know you am sick. I'm not dealing with you am sick. I'm dealing with you were healed. See, you got to get, you got the cart in front of the horse, and the horse can't, horse has a hard time pushing stuff, but they don't have no problem dragging stuff. All right. Do you see what I'm saying? What you bind, you should never loose. What I bind on earth is bound in heaven, and what I loose on earth is loosed in heaven. You see, I made up my mind that I will not loose something that I bound. When I loose my prayer on earth, it is loose to go to the throne of God in heaven immediately. Many of you have bound some things and you're weary in some areas. Do not loose them. Your victory day is coming. What you bind, you should never loose.
Order your copy today.
This media is copyrighted by Jesse Duplantis Ministries for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this media or of any pictures or accounts without Jesse Duplantis Ministries' consent is strictly prohibited.